Hello to everybody, and welcome to this newest installment of Brief Bits from the Bible. Today we're continuing our series on finances and possessions and what the Bible has to say about them. And I'm going to start this off with a question. Have you ever heard the piece of advice that says pay yourself first? This usually has to do with savings or with investing, and people like to use this piece of advice to say pay yourself first before you pay anybody else, because you put money into your investment and into your savings, so it'll grow over time. And once you reach the stage in your life where you want to buy something, pay for something for cash, or you get to the point in your life where you just don't want to work anymore, you want to retire, you have that savings to fall back on from paying yourself first. And you'll get this big cushion, because before you pay any of your subscription services, before you pay any of your other bills, you're going to store up for yourself this safety cushion by paying yourself first. If you've ever heard that, let me know. But today I'm going to tell you that from the Bible, I believe that is wrong piece of advice. And in fact, what you should do is pay yourself last. Yes, that's contradictory to popular financial advice, but I'm going to show you from the Bible what the Bible has to say about that topic. We're going to start by going to Proverbs chapter 3. So if you want to get your Bible, your Bible app or your actual Bible, turn to Proverbs chapter 3, and we're going to go into Proverbs 3 verse 9, where it says, "Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine." Honor God with your substance and with the first fruits. Don't honor him with the leftovers. Don't honor him with the second fruits. You can if you want to, as long as you do the first fruits first. But what this is saying is make sure God is paid first. Now, does God need your money? No, he doesn't need your money. God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, the wealth in every mind. He owns the rivers and the rocks and rills, the sun and stars that shine, if you know that old hymn. That's from the Psalms, actually. God created the universe. He does not need your money. So why then are we supposed to give it to him? Because it's part of offering him worship and offering him praise. And if you do a study on tithes and offerings, and you go out throughout the Old Testament and you study this for yourself, what is the purpose of tithe and offering? Part of it is to worship God. We're going to come back to Proverbs 3, but for now we're going to turn to Malachi. So I'll give you a minute to find Malachi. It's the very last book in the English Old Testament, one of the minor prophets. We're going to Malachi chapter 3. So Malachi chapter 3, I'm going to start reading this so I can keep this brief. You can come back and read it if you haven't found it yet. Malachi 3 verse 8, "Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." Back in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 10, it says, if you honor God with your substance and with the first fruits, if you pay him first, your barns will be filled with plenty. Your barns will be overflowing. Your presses will burst out with new wine. In Malachi, God says, if you bring your tithes to me, I will bless you so much that you won't be able to handle it. It's so big of a blessing, you won't be able to handle the blessing that God will give to you with tithes and offerings. Now, was this promise given to us in Malachi? I do not believe it was given to us in modern times. I do not believe that promises given to Israel and promises given to the church in this modern of Christians are combined. I believe there's promises to Israel and promises to the church. But I also believe there's nothing preventing us from following the principles in the Bible. So if I said, hey, if you come over and mow my lawn, I'll pay you $20. If somebody else comes over and mows my lawn, am I obligated to pay them the $20? No, because I made you the promise. But can I still give them the $20? Absolutely. So here in Malachi, I believe it's a promise given to Israel that we can take full advantage of. Because Proverbs is full of proverbs, wise sayings. It's not written to any specific people group. It was written to Solomon's son as the intended recipient, but it's applicable to all of us. And so here's what I want to challenge you to do. For the next 2 months, so maybe It might be too late in January, but maybe for February and March, or excuse me, too late for February, but for March and April of 2021, or the next 2 months, whenever you're hearing this, pay yourself last. How I want you to do that is I want you to form a budget. I know, big scary word. If you need help with that, let me know. I can help you with a budget. The very first line item of that budget is going to be tithe and offering. Tithe means 10%. So take your paycheck, multiply that by 0.1 or 10%. Find 10% of your paycheck. The decimal point moves one spot to the left, an easy way to do it. That is then a tithe and an offering given to God through the church. Is where I pay my tithe, through the church. And this is not me saying, this is the Bible. This is God saying, if you do that, I will bless you. Here is my challenge for you for the next 2 months. Pay God first. Pay yourself last. Tithe is the first line item in that budget. And after that are all of your bills and all of your debts. Pay your subscription services, pay your rent, pay your gas, everything that you owe to other people, pay them second, and then pay yourself third. And see if God will bless you in that. Let me know how that goes. I hope, even if you're not a Christian, this is still applicable to you. 10% of your paycheck, starting for the next 2 months. Just 2 months. Just give it 2 months to try it and see if God will not bless you. And I'll be excited to see those of you who've done this and how God will bless you. And you'll need to think about this. It might not be in money. There's ways that God will bless you. And that doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a bigger paycheck. But God will bless you if you bring your tithes to the storehouse and give him your first fruits. This concludes this brief bit from the Bible. Let me know what you think about it, or if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any ideas for future topics. We will be continuing our study in finances for at least a few more videos. So I hope to see you all then, or at least you'll see me then, since I'm not going to see you. But I hope you have a great day, a great weekend. Tithe, worship God with your first fruits, and let him bless you. Have a great time, everyone. Bye.